Hello, good afternoon. So this is the third video on the lesson on radical expressions. So this time we will have to proceed with addition and subtraction of radical expressions. So simplify each of the following expressions. Say square root of 8 plus square root of 28. Now the rule says that you can only add or subtract like radicals. Okay. When can we say that radicals are like, or when can we say that radicals are similar? They are similar if they have the same radicands. This is actually similar also to the rule on addition and subtraction of algebraic expressions. For example, if you add 2x and 3x, you will obtain 5x. Ayan, 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x. 2 plus 3 as the numerical coefficients would be 5x. On the other hand, if you have 9xy minus 4xy, that is 5xy. Again, 9xy minus 4xy is equal to 5xy. So sa radicals po, if you have, for example, 3 square root of 2 added with 4 square root of 2, that would be 7 square root of 2. Okay, adding the numbers 3 and 4 and then copying the radical square root of 2. So you can combine 3 square root of 2 and 4 square root of 2 because they are similar radicals, or they are like radicals. Okay. Now in this case, say for number 1, you are to add square root of 28 with square root of 8 by square root of 28. So how do you do that? You express the two radical expressions such that they will have the same radicands. So square root of 8 will be simplified into square root of 4 square root of 2, while the square root of 28 will be the square root of 4 square root of 7. Okay. So the square root of 4 is equal to 2. So 2 square root of 2 plus 2 square root of 7. 2 square root of 2 and 2 square root of 7 may not be simplified further because the radicands, namely 2 and 7, are not the same. So dapat they should have the same radicands. So this is the answer. Next, number 2. Square root of 20 minus the square root of 125. This will be square root of 4 square root of 5 minus the square root of 25 square root of 5. 4 times 5 is 20. 25 times 5 is 125. The square root of 4 is 2. So you have 2 square root of 5. The square root of 25 is 5. So that's negative 5 square root of 25. Negative 5 square root of 5. That one. So you have 2 square root of 5 minus 5 square root of 5 is negative 3 square root of 5. This is the answer. Next, number 3. 2 cube root of 24 plus cube root of 81. This will be 2 cube root of 8 times cube root of 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, you have to factor out 24 in such a way that one of the factors is a perfect cube. Obviously, you should not be rewriting the expression into 2 cube root of 12 times cube root of 2, since neither 12 nor 2 is a perfect cube. You should also not be rewriting the same expression as 2 cube root of 6 cube root of 4, since though 6 and 4 when multiplied will give you 24, but neither 6 nor 4 is a perfect cube. So dapat you should go for a pair of factors that when multiplied will not only give you 24, one of them must be a perfect cube at the same time. On the other hand, the cube root of 81 may be rewritten as the cube root of 27 times the cube root of 3. 27 times 3 is 81, and 27 is a perfect cube. So you should also not be rewriting it as the cube root of 9 times the cube root of 9. Since 9 may be a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, and it is not a perfect cube. Simplify. The cube root of 8 is 2. So you have 2 times 2, cube root of 3 plus 3, which is the cube root of 27, cube root of 3. Again, the cube root of 8 is 2, while the cube root of 27 is 3. Okay, why is the cube root of 8 equal to 2? Because 2 when multiplied by itself 3 times, or 2 cube, is equal to 8. Why is the cube root of 27 equal to 3? Because 3 when multiplied by itself 3 times, or 3 cube, is equal to 27. Simplify. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. 4 cube root of 3 plus 3 cube root of 3. When added, will give you 7 cube root of 3. Number 12, number 4. The square root of 12 plus the square root of 24. It will be square root of 4, square root of 3, plus square root of 4, square root of 6. The square root of 4 is equal to 2. So you have 2 square root of 3. The square root of 4 is 2. So you have 2 square root of 6. So you have 2 square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 6. Okay. Since square root of 3 and square root of 6 are not like radicals or similar radicals, that is, they don't have the same radicands, then this is the answer. It cannot be simplified further. Next, 2 square root of 45 minus 3 square root of 20. So it's 2 square root of 9 square root of 5. Since 9 times 5 is 45, and 9 is a perfect square. Obviously, you should not be rewriting the square root of 45 as the square root of 15 times the square root of 3, since neither 15 nor 3 is a perfect square. 15 and 3 when multiplied may give you 45, but none of them is a perfect square. Minus 3 square root of 4 square root of 5. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. The square root of 9 is 3. So when 3 is multiplied by 2, it will give you 6. 6 square root of 5. The square root of 4 is 2 multiplied by negative 3. That would be negative 6 square root of 5. 6 square root of 5 minus 6 square root of 5 is 0. That's the answer. Why 0? Because negative 6 square root of 5 is the opposite of 6 square root of 5. When you add numbers which are opposites, the sum is always 0. What are opposites? Just to recap, opposites are numbers which have equal distances from 0. For instance, 3 and negative 3 along the real number line are opposites because 3 and negative 3 have equal distance from 0. That is along the real number line. Next, 5 cube root of 24 plus 2 cube root of 375. This will be 5 cube root of 8 cube root of 3. Since 8 times 3 is 24 and 8 is a perfect cube, plus 2 cube root of 125 times cube root of 3. 125 is a perfect cube, and when 125 is multiplied by 3, it will give you 375. Simplify further. The cube root of 8 is 2. Multiplied by 5, that's 10. 10 cube root of 3. The cube root of 125 is 5 times 2 is 10. 10 cube root of 3. So when 10 cube root of 3 is added with 10 cube root of 3, the result is 20. 20 cube root of 3. Next, 3 square root of 50 minus 2 square root of 32. It will be 3 square root of 25 square root of 2 minus 2 square root of 16 square root of 2. Simplifying it further, the square root of 25 is 5 times 3 is 15. 15 square root of 2. The square root of 16 is 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 square root of 2. Therefore, 15 square root of 2 minus 8 square root of 2, 7 square root of 2. Okay, next. The square root of 12x to the power of 5 minus the square root of 18x minus the square root of 300x to the power of 5 plus the square root of 98x. So this is the square root of 4x to the power of 4 times the square root of 3x. Take note that when you multiply the expressions 4x to the power of 4 and 3x, it will result to 12x to the power of 5. 4 times 3 is 12, while x to the power of 4 times x is x to the power of 5. Why am I rewriting the square root of 12x to the power of 5 into the square root of 4x to the power of 4 multiplied by the square root of 3x? It should be that the first factor must contain radicands which are perfect squares. So 4 is a perfect square. X to the power of 4 is also a perfect square. This exponent, which is 4, is the variable m, which is a multiple of n. N is the index. Diba? If you remember, you have the nth root of a to the power of m. Again, the nth root of a to the power of m. That's a to the power of m over n. You divide the variable m by n. N is the index. So in this case, the index is 2, which is not written, while m is 4. On the other hand, the square root of 18x will be rewritten as square root of 9 times square root of 2x. Since 9 times 2x is 18x minus, sorry, it's not seen in the again, the square root of 18x is the square root of 9 times the square root of 2x. Apologies. On the other hand, the square root of 300x to the power of 5 will then be rewritten as the square root of 100x to the power of 4 times the square root of 3x. Since 100 times 3 is 300, while x to the power of 4 times x is x to the power of 5. Multiplying expressions with the same basis will mean adding their exponents. Then, the square root of 98x will be square root of 49 times the square root of 2x. Simplify. The square root of 4x to the power of 4. The square root of 4 is equal to 2. The square root of x to the power of 4 is x squared. The exponent of x is 2. Since m divided by n is equal to 2, 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So the square root of 4x squared is 2x. The square root of 4x to the power of 4 is 2x squared. Again, the square root of 4x to the power of 4 is 2x squared. Copying the square root of 3x. The square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 2x. The square root of 100, x to the power of 4 is 10x squared. Copying, of course, the sign between the two expressions, the second and the third expression. The square root of 49 is 7. 7 square root of 2x. Okay. Combine like terms. (2x squared minus 10x squared) will be negative 8x squared square root of 3x. Negative 3 square root of 2x plus 7 square root of 2x would be 4 square root of 2x. Again, 2x squared square root of 3x minus 10x squared square root of 3x is negative 8x squared. 2 minus 10 is negative 8. Copying x squared and copying square root of 3x. Negative 3 plus 7 is 4. Copying square root of 2x. Therefore, the final answer is negative 8x squared square root of 3x plus 4 square root of 2x. Okay, last. The fourth root of 48 minus 2 times the fourth root of 243. So this will be the fourth root of 16, fourth root of 3. 16 and 3 when multiplied will give you 48. Apart from that, 16 is a product when you multiply 2 by itself 4 times. So obviously, you are not going to rewrite the fourth root of 48 as the fourth root of 8 times the fourth root of 6. You should also not be rewriting the fourth root of 48 into the fourth root of 12 multiplied by the fourth root of 4. But it should only be the fourth root of 16 multiplied by the fourth root of 3. Since 16 is a number which is obtained by multiplying 2 by itself 4 times. On the other hand, you copy negative 2, and then the fourth root of 243 may be rewritten as the fourth root of 81 times the fourth root of 3. Since 81 times 3 is 243, and 81 is also a number which is obtained by multiplying a certain number by itself 4 times. That number is 3. 3 multiplied by itself 4 times, or 3 to the 4th power, is 81. So the fourth root of 16 is 2. 2 to the 4th power is 16. Fourth root of 3. Minus 2. The fourth root of 81 is 3. Minus 2 times 3. Fourth root of 3. 2 fourth root of 3 minus 6 fourth root of 3. So you have negative 4 fourth root of 3. This is the answer. Thank you very much. I hope the video helps.